Happy Sunday, everybody, and happy Labor Day weekend to my Americans. Interesting week. Just got a few picks on the watch list. First one on the list, I have coin over here on the weekly time frame. Looks like 2 weeks ago we did complete that H to the downside of that bearish TTO or dead cat bounce, if you know by that. Now we have another nice 2-1 setup. I'm thinking we might push to the downside as always. With crypto stocks, always look at what Bitcoin is doing because they're going to follow Bitcoin. So if you see Bitcoin heading lower and we do break to the downside on this trade, might be a good short to continue taking it to the downside. We do have a small gap here, which I doubt will be filled anytime soon. But we have this potential area here, 290 to about 270-ish, that we can tap into. To make this super simple to follow along for those who trade options, for the strike prices, just look at its ATR, whatever that may be. And I would probably, the furthest of the strike price that I would choose is 18 bucks in coins example. So in this case, if we were to take a short, the furthest that I would go for my strike price is going to be about 280, 282, give or take. Maybe 280 could stretch a little bit, but generally I don't like to go more than its ATR for my strike price on swing trading. So something to keep in mind. For day trading, I usually won't go out more than half of its ATR. If you don't have this indicator, it's just a SATI ATR indicator. I just adjusted it to take away the long above and puts below level because I have my own. If you do want it, just let me know and I'll respond to you guys in the comments. Cool. But yeah, if I were to take this to the downside, probably be looking to have this down here as my max target. Since we do have quite a bit of range for the strat targets, probably fib out this daily candle here for some additional targets, or this weekly candle rather. So we have from entry, target one probably be 2 weeks ago that low as my first target, which based on this ATR, it can probably hit in a single day. And then I'll use these other fib levels here as additional targets. Feel free to pause the video and take note if you do want to take that to the downside. For the upside, again, I'm not really too confident in the upside unless Bitcoin looks to be reversing to the upside. But looking at Bitcoin right now, I'm not really a fan. Weekly's been bearish since pretty much the last 3 weeks. We're about to close this week in about 8 hours. The monthly is also going to close in about 8 hours with a failed two up candle, which can potentially be a reversal signal. So anything under 107, probably gonna head lower. I fibbed this low to this high up here. If we do trigger to the downside, I'll probably be looking to at least get uh, back to 100K if we do pull back. Cool. Next on the list, we have good old Microsoft. This range here that I drew is just the monthly range. So this is the last month's range, which closes an inside bar or a one bar for my strat traders. So on the weekly, we have a decent looking bullish TTO. For those who don't know what that is, that's just a bullish trend. We get a pullback and we continue heading up on the trend. However, just keep in mind that if you are to take this trade, this entire range here that's shaded, this is good. We're going to be inside month. So it might be choppy. So please consider that. And this will probably just be like a general strat trade. So my stop, which if I were to get into this trade, which I personally am not going to take this trade, but somebody wanted me to add Microsoft, so I'm adding it. Stop loss will be down here. First target will be this candle's high or the body, whichever one you want to use. Then we have this wicks high, that wicks high, that wicks high, so on and so forth. If you do want some other potential targets, just get your fib level. So now we have either this fib level or the strat targets, as I just mentioned. We have this 50 level as one target on the way to this wick. And then we have this wick here, and then these additional fib levels. And then, of course, that final target there if you want some additional targets. But yeah, pretty much all I have for Microsoft. I don't care too much because that big monthly range. So just keep that in mind if you do take it. And as always, for weekly swing levels, I go at least 30 to 45 days on the contract. You want to give it some time to pan out. If you're trading shares, you literally have nothing to worry about. Just get in and just wait. For UPS, we have a double inside week. It can go either way. I don't necessarily care too much about these trades per se because we had bad earnings and I think we had poor guidance, which was this huge drop. And usually when a big drop happens, we kind of hang out for quite a while until some other news comes out to propel it in a specific direction. So on a technical level, we do break to the downside. This is basically just a bearish TTO or H pattern. Let's see what we got. I probably won't take it to the downside because the risk reward is not even 1 to 1. If it was at least 1 to 1, I'll take it to the downside. So probably not going to take this myself. If you are adventurous, sure, you can maybe use last week's high as your stop. The risk reward is slightly better, but again, it's like right there to being 1 to 1. I guess you can maybe do it like this, have this as your first target to the downside once it completes that H, and see what else we can target, maybe 82 as next target, which will be about $2 extra. So if we were aiming for 82, that'll be a good risk reward, but just keep that in mind for that first target. To the upside, if we do get a move up, we do have this big range to clear. So added some fib targets here if you are inclined to take it. I would probably personally only really look at this for like a long-term position, but if you are inclined to trade it, just keep that in mind, that big range to the upside. Monthly is going to be inside bar until we can break this range. So you might get some chop next week until we break that range, either to the upside or the downside. United Health, we're back again. Whoever took that weekly two up from the watch list 3 weeks or so ago, shout out to you. Send me $1. So we got a hammer close on the weekly. Very nice. We tapped into this fair value gap for those ICT lovers. Let's fib out some targets here. I'm only really looking at this to the upside. I did put short area there for those who may be looking at a short bias, but I'm personally looking to the upside. One thing to note for United Health is that it is being affected by news and all the allegations and everything else that they're going through. So I don't necessarily expect 380 to be hit anytime soon unless really good news comes out. But just keep that in mind. This is purely like a technical trade. So if we were to break above this hammer, probably going to have this wick over here as a first target, about 327, give or take. Then basically every other fib level that we have here. ATR is about $11, so I probably wouldn't go more than $12 away for the strike. So about 322-ish. 325 could be a good strike just because it's near our first target. So by the time it hits our first target, we're already going to be in the money, collecting a lot of delta and a lot more premium. Let's check out some news. So short week this week since we have Labor Day tomorrow. So the options market obviously is going to be closed because the market's closed. For you futures traders, the market is going to be open for us. I believe it's until 1 p.m. Eastern time. So just keep that in mind. So Tuesday, we got ISM news coming out, red folder at 10 a.m. Eastern. So keep in mind that time if you are going to be trading then. Wednesday, we have job openings, which is a good market mover. So keep an eye on that. We have ADP, non-farm employment, and ISM services on Thursday. The big mover is probably going to be, or the biggest one this week is probably going to be on Friday for the non-farm employment change, which is a lot more stronger than ADP's version. But yeah, definitely looks like a nice volatile week compared to last week. As always, just be mindful of the news events that are coming out. You do not want to get into to a position as soon as news comes out, and then it reverses against you, and you get a bigger loss or a bigger loss than you were anticipating. Other than that, pretty much all I have for this week. As always, if you're new here, welcome and thank you for staying to the end and for all those returning viewers and the other subs. Really appreciate you guys. If this was helpful at all, please like the video, comment below if this was helpful. If you do want me to add some other tickers for the following weeks, just let me know ahead of time if you know me on Discord or Reddit or wherever else you know me from. Other than that, like, subscribe, the usual YouTube stuff, and I will see you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend.